if I told you the solstice isn't waiting for a date? It's already here, not in the sky, not on the horizon, but inside you. Right now, this very moment, you are standing at the threshold of a shift that's already begun. The world measures time in days and hours, but the soul measures time in awakenings, and yours is happening now. The energy that the earth has been tilting toward is no longer something distant. It's in the air you're breathing, in the thoughts that come uninvited, in the emotions that rise without a reason. And more importantly, it's in the quiet moments when you feel that something bigger is unfolding, even if you can't yet see it. This video isn't just information, it's an invitation to listen deeply, to notice, to remember. As we journey together through the signs that the solstice shift has already begun within you, I encourage you, if at any moment you feel this truth stirring inside, if your heart beats a little faster, or if something in you whispers, "Yes, this is me," leave a 77 in the comments. Let it be a mark of your alignment, a silent agreement that you are ready. And if you find value in this message, if it touches your spirit or gives you clarity, consider leaving a super thanks. Your support allows this community of awakening souls to grow, to reach, to rise for me. Now, take a breath, still your mind, because what you're about to hear isn't just about symptoms, it's about the map your soul is following as the light returns. The flicker before the flame. There are moments, fleeting, sharp, unforgettable, when you feel as if you can do anything. Your mind clears, your heart steadies, your entire being hums with certainty. For a second, the world makes sense. You feel unstoppable, as if every dream, every hope, every purpose is within reach. And then, just as quickly, it vanishes. Doubt seeps in. The clarity clouds. You're left wondering if you imagined it all. But you didn't. What you felt was real. It was a spark. The flicker of your solstice-aligned self breaking through the noise of ordinary life. This isn't confusion. It's not failure. It's your soul testing the flame, seeing if the alignment is ready to hold. These moments of certainty, of power, are glimpses of the version of you that's trying to emerge fully. And when they fade, it's not because you're lost. It's because the flame is learning how to burn steadily, without flickering, without fear. If you've felt this, that flash of invincibility, followed by the hollow quiet, know this: you're not broken. You're being prepared. The solstice energy isn't random. It's knocking at the door of your consciousness, showing you what's possible and asking, are you ready to become this? Every time the flicker comes, it's a promise that the flame is near. Don't mourn its passing. Hold its memory, because soon those flashes won't fade. They'll become the light you walk in, the fire you live by. Stillness with a purpose. Have you felt it lately? That strange tension between being wide awake and unable to act. Your mind races with ideas, but your body feels heavy, unmoving, as if invisible hands have pressed pause on your plans. And you wonder, am I lazy? Am I procrastinating? Am I failing to rise to the moment? The answer is no. What you're experiencing is stillness with a purpose. The solstice shift is not something to rush into. The energy right now is potent, precise, too sacred to be approached with haste, and so your soul, your body, your entire being enters a spiritual hold pattern. Like a ship anchored just before reaching shore, like a breath held before the words that matter most. This stillness isn't emptiness, it's alignment. The universe is positioning you exactly where you need to be, tuning you so that when the next wave of energy arrives, you're not swept away, you're carried forward. It's frustrating, I know. You reach for your phone, then forget why. You start a task, then stop mid-motion. You feel like you should be doing something, but nothing feels right. That's because nothing ordinary fits right now. What's being built inside you is extraordinary, and extraordinary things require stillness. So if you find yourself frozen, paused, waiting without knowing for what, don't push against it. Breathe into it. This is sacred tension, not stagnation. And soon, when the alignment locks into place, that stillness will give way to motion so purposeful, so unstoppable, that you'll look back on this quiet as the birthplace of your becoming. Sensitivity is strength. Lately, the world may have felt sharper. The smallest inconveniences cut deeper. The sound of traffic, the way someone speaks too loud, a spilled drink, a message left unanswered. Things that once passed unnoticed now echo inside you like thunder. And in those moments, you may have wondered if you're becoming weak, fragile, too sensitive to face the world. But what if I told you, this is not your weakness. This is your strength emerging. The solstice energy heightens your senses for a reason. Your soul is tuning itself like an instrument, and when an instrument is finely tuned, it hears and feels every note more clearly. You are not breaking. You are sharpening. The edge you feel, that sting in your chest, that sudden flood of emotion, it's proof that you're alive to the frequencies most cannot yet perceive. When the world compresses under the weight of this cosmic shift, sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's a gift, a sign that you're among those chosen to feel what others overlook, to witness the invisible currents, to translate the language of energy into human experience. So the next time something small brings tears to your eyes or makes your heart race, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, this is not overload. This is upgrade. The universe is fine-tuning you, preparing you to move through this new energy with grace, compassion, and clarity. The storm may feel louder to you, but only because you were born to navigate it. The edge of sight. There's something at the corner of your vision, a flicker, a shimmer, a shape that wasn't there a second ago. And the moment you turn to look, it's gone. You tell yourself it's a trick of the light, your mind playing games. But deep down, you know better. You're seeing beyond the ordinary. The solstice energy thins the veil between what is seen and what is waiting to be seen. These glimpses, these flashes at the edge of your sight, they are not random. They are not illusions. They are the messengers of the next layer of reality. And they never appear straight on, because the truth of other dimensions of deeper energy is subtle. It invites you to expand your vision beyond the physical, to trust what your soul recognizes even when your eyes struggle to believe. When these moments happen, when a ripple of presence passes by, when you feel as if someone or something brushed past your energy field, don't chase it. Don't demand proof. Simply notice. Let it be what it is. A reminder that the world you see is only part of the story, that there is more, always more, just beyond the edge. The solstice does not come to tear the veil, but to thin it, so that the brave can begin to glimpse the deeper fabric of existence. And you, my friend, are brave. Otherwise, you wouldn't be seeing what others miss. The 3 a.m. summons. You wake suddenly and fully. The room is dark. The world outside is still. But inside you, Something hums, something waits. It's 3 a.m. Again and again. No noise woke you, no dream disturbed you, just that quiet certainty that you are meant to be awake, and you wonder why. Is it insomnia? Is it worry? No. What you are feeling is the solstice summons. At this hour, when the night holds its breath, the veil between worlds is thinnest, and your soul, your deep, ancient self, rises to meet the call. These are not hours of restlessness. These are hours of alignment. The universe whispers in the dark, and only those who are awake in spirit can hear it. You may feel watched, but not by something outside. It's your higher self, present, patient, waiting for you to listen. And in this listening, adjustments begin. The pathways of energy, the threads of intuition, the maps of your becoming, all of them shift and settle in these silent hours. So when you wake at 3 a.m., don't fight it. Don't fear it. Sit in the stillness. Feel the weight of the quiet. Let your mind soften and your heart open, because what is arriving isn't disturbance, it's instruction. The solstice is already aligning you, shaping you in the silence where transformation begins. And the messages that come at this hour may not be loud, but they are meant for you, and they will guide you in ways daylight cannot. The taste of change. Something feels off. You reach for that snack you always crave, take a sip of your favorite coffee, or sit down with the meal that has always brought you comfort, and somehow it no longer satisfies. The taste is too sharp, too heavy, too sweet, or simply wrong. You pause, confused, wondering if your senses are betraying you, but they aren't. What you are experiencing is the body's quiet refusal to anchor itself in the old. The solstice energy is already tuning you to a new frequency, and your biology is responding before your mind can fully understand. The foods, the flavors, the comforts that belonged to who you were no longer align with who you are becoming. This isn't about diets or habits. This is molecular wisdom, the deep intelligence of your form, recognizing what nourishes the path you are stepping into and what weighs it down. You may find yourself drawn to simpler tastes, cleaner foods, or perhaps to nothing at all, a desire to coast lightly, to allow your energy to move unburdened. And that is okay. Do not fight it. Let your cravings, or even your loss of them, guide you. Let your taste be the compass that points to where your soul is heading. This shift in appetite isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's your body's way of saying you're stepping onto a new path, and everything, even what you consume, must match the light you are moving toward, the weight of what's near. There's a feeling you can't quite name. It hums beneath your thoughts, presses gently but persistently on your heart. It's not dread, not exactly, and it's not excitement either. It's something quieter, like the moment before a door opens, when you can sense someone standing on the other side, even though you hear nothing. This is the weight of what's near. The solstice isn't just an event in time. It's a gravitational pull that begins long before the date appears on the calendar. You feel it in your bones, in your breath, in the way your plans subtly shift, in the way your attention drifts toward the horizon of your life. You pause more often. You look out windows longer than usual. You brace yourself without knowing why. Because something is approaching, not loudly, not with chaos, but with the steady certainty of change that has already chosen its place in your timeline. The solstice draws the threads of energy tight, aligning what must meet, what must move, what must be released. and your soul feels that tension before your mind can name it. This is why you sense the weight. It's not fear, it's resonance. The knowing that something significant is about to settle into place. So if you feel the air thick with something unspoken, if you find yourself waiting without knowing for what, trust it. The shift is near, and when it lands, it won't shout. It will simply be, and everything will rearrange around it. The shift is not coming, it is here. And now, as you listen, as you breathe, as you feel these words settle into you, understand this truth. The shift you've been waiting for isn't on its way. It has already begun. The solstice is not a future promise. It is a present unfolding. It is in the sleepless nights, the sudden tears, the strange stillness, the glimpses at the edge of your sight. It is in your cravings, your sensitivity, your restless heart. The solstice is not marked by the sun's position alone. It is marked by the awakening of your soul to the greater pattern moving through all things. You are not preparing for the shift. You are living it. Every breath you take, every moment you pause, every time you notice the world feels different, you are stepping deeper into alignment. And this alignment doesn't demand perfection. It asks only that you notice, that you feel, that you say yes to becoming who you were always meant to be. So if this message has touched you, if even a part of it has resonated in the quiet spaces of your heart, I invite you, leave a 77 in the comments. Let it be your silent affirmation that you feel the call and are ready to answer. And if this message has supported you, moved you, or given you clarity, consider leaving a super thanks. Your support allows these words to reach others standing at the same threshold. The solstice isn't coming. The solstice is. The shift isn't waiting. The shift is. And you, dear soul, are ready. Now take one more breath and step forward. The light is here.